I had no interest in learning anything kitchen related when I was younger. Of course, I had a few things I could make, like pancakes, but you accidentally bake cat food into your friend's pancake one time, and it doesn't really set you up for success.
Yeah, that happened.
Flash forward too many years, and now I have a few signature things I make all the time, like cookies and banana bread. But when it really comes down to it, the selection is pretty limited. And slowly over time, I've been inching towards a point in my life where I finally decided I wanted to change that.
So over the next couple of weeks, I want to try making some different things. I have zero talent when it comes to being in the kitchen, but I want to be better. So a few years ago, I learned how to make bread, and it was like decently easy. And I am a huge bagel fan. I would much rather have a bagel or a bagel sandwich, something on a bagel versus something on a slice of bread. So I've heard that bagels are actually easier than people think. So that's gonna be my first project today, and we'll see how it goes. I hope they're as easy as the people that make them say they are.
It took me one recipe video from It's Live Bee for me to gain the confidence to do this. And it kind of got me thinking. When we're younger, we're always exposed to new things. Learning new things in school, having weekly extracurricular activities. But in our adult lives, we don't always have those experiences. So I kind of decided to myself that learning to bake more things would be my own at-home extracurricular for a few weeks, led by social media and a dream.
This is a new yeast, and I literally can't open it. Am I gonna have to jam a knife up in there? Is that gonna work? Only one way to find out. Ooh, that sounded promising. Aha!
Some people did sports or clubs, but for me, it was music. Every Thursday night for 12 years, I took lessons, and I was there without fail. There was no pushing it off until later or not going because I didn't feel like it. Not that that was ever really the case because I wanted to be there, but you get the point. My parents were paying for it, and I was locked in. No excuses. And that is something I think is harder to find as an adult, because there's no one telling you to be on time, to get where you're going. You are in control of all of that on your own. And it's often easier to think other things are more important than a silly little once-a-week hobby. But here's the thing. I actually really enjoyed it. I looked forward to each week when I just had a few hours to just do the thing. It wasn't that I needed to get it done, it was just something I wanted, and allowing yourself to have that is actually really nice.
So I'm not gonna lie, I did eat one right out of the oven because I literally just could not wait. I didn't even toast it or anything. I just cut it in half, put a little butter on it, and it was chef's kiss. But for supper, I made like these little breakfast type sandwiches. So I am very excited to try this because it's like toasted and got all kinds of good stuff on it. A little messy. Honestly, they're really, really good. And it was really easy to make. They don't look the greatest, but I think that's a me problem. Obviously, I'm not good at shaping them, but 10 out of 10. I think I would literally make these again like in a couple of days. Bagels so far are a win. I think next week I really want to try and make pretzels. I'm sticking with kind of like a bread theme because bread's just not that hard. Well, not all bread. I'm not even gonna dip my toe into sourdough. I just can't do it. But so far, I'm picking some easy bread recipes because they're easy. So might do pretzels next time. I think that would be really fun. Today we're making bagels. I mean, no, we made bagels last time. Today we're making pretzels. And I have actually made the recipe for the bagels again since the last clips of this video. And I'm probably gonna make them again tomorrow. But we're making pretzels today. And I already went ahead, since the beginning of like making bread is all the same for the most part, I went ahead and did the part where you mix up the dough and then you wait an hour or so. So now my dough is bigger and we're gonna make some pretzels.
Closer, will you just dry me out?
Something I've realized I'm guilty of is convincing myself something is too difficult to do without even trying it. For some reason, I've always had it in my head that making things like bagels and pretzels from scratch were just too hard because you have to boil them and shape them. And since I never tried because I already told myself it was too much for me, I never gave it the chance. But now having done it and giving it the best I had, I can honestly say it was nowhere near as hard as I expected it to be. In fact, I wouldn't even say it was hard at all. I'm not gonna say I'm good at shaping though, and that was probably the most time-consuming part.
I am so excited for this, you have no idea. So after the baking soda bath, I sprinkled them with some thick sea salt and baked them, and then I brushed them with a little bit of butter. And anytime I've ever gotten a soft pretzel like from the mall, I always get it with dill pickle seasoning. So I literally bought dill pickle seasoning specifically for this because I'm just like trying to get it as close as I can. So I sprinkled some dill pickle on it. Maybe that's not everyone's taste, but it is mine. So I'm so excited. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. Wow, that is a winner right there. I'm not gonna lie. I could eat all of those. I made 6. Wow. My least favorite part was the shaping because it felt like it took forever, but wow, that is good. Wow. I made the pretzels, I think, 3 times since the first time I made them. And the last time I made them, I actually kind of messed them up because I accidentally put double the sugar and double the water, and then I ran out of flour, but it all ended up being okay. And honestly, I still think about making those pretzels probably every day because they're so freaking good. Like, I would be making them again right now if I wasn't about to make something else. My nan used to have like a few like solid recipes that she would make all the time, and one of her recipes was biscuits, and I thought biscuits kind of like fit the like theme that we were kind of going with here. So I got my sister, because she has my nan's recipe book, I got my sister to take a picture of the recipe for me and send it to me. The only thing about my nan's recipes is that she knew how to make everything, so there's a lot of like no directions. Basically there's like the dry ingredients, the wet ingredients, and all it says is to mix the dry, mix the wet, mix them together, and then bake. So there's no like rolling it out and cutting them into circles. I did a little bit of Instagram research where I saw some recipes of other people making biscuits. It wasn't the exact recipe or anything, but like just to get like a vibe of like what I'm supposed to be doing here. And also my nan's recipe calls for shortening, which I don't have. But all the recipes I've seen online use butter, so I don't have butter, but I do have margarine. So am I setting myself up for failure here? Probably a little bit, but am I gonna do it anyway? Yes, I am. So let's make some biscuits.
I think the lesson here is that if there's someone in your life with a family favorite recipe, you should ask them to teach you to make it, because there may come a time when they aren't there to make it anymore. And you'll try to do it yourself, but without their expertise, it just won't be the same. This is something I've struggled with over the last few years because there have been several recipes of my nan's that I just keep trying, and some I've gotten really close, but never 100%. But I still like using her recipes and doing the best that I can with them. So this is where things get a little bit questionable, because I am supposed to, well, not according to my Nan's recipe, but according to the videos that I've watched, I'm supposed to use a cheese grater to grate the butter into here. So we're gonna see how that goes. Wow, that is honestly one of the most satisfying things I've ever done in my life. I'm very fixated on how weird this looks. Kind of looks like cheese. I've officially reached problem number 2, which is, or is this problem number 3? Maybe we're at 3 now, I don't know. It says 1/2 cup to 1 2/3 cup of milk. So what does that mean? I guess just add the milk slowly until it's moist enough, but as someone who's never made this before, I have no idea what that means. I don't know, we're just gonna see what happens. Okay, my kitchen counter is a disaster. The second batch is in the oven right now, and the first batch is right here. I think that I overcooked them slightly because the bottoms on some are a little bit crispy and like definitely like smelled a little bit of a burnt smell when I was taking them out. They don't really look like my Nan's ones, but I wasn't really sure if they were going to anyway because she used shortening and I used not even real butter, so let's just butter one up, see how it goes. I feel like I just keep saying that. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see how it goes. I mean, as long as it doesn't taste like really bad, I won't be mad at it. The insides are like really soft. I'm not mad at it. I definitely think it could have been cooked a teeny bit less. As goes my Nan's, absolutely not. But she probably would have got a kick out of me trying to make them. Not the worst thing I've ever made, that's for sure. So I wanted to finish off this video with one more little recipe because it's something that I just really want to make. And that is pizza dough, because I really want to make a barbecue chicken pizza for supper tonight. I mixed up the dough, kneaded it, and it has been rising for about an hour and a half. And now we're going to check on it, see how it's doing, and see if I can make a pizza out of it. I feel like this one's pretty straightforward. I just have to stretch it out in the pan and put the toppings on. So I'm excited. The weeks I spent on this video passed by so quickly, testing out a new recipe in each one. And it honestly made me realize that nothing I made in this video was nearly as hard as I made it out to be in my head, even for a beginner like myself. Boiling bagels, shaping pretzels, and trying my Nan's recipes were all things that I was very much more than capable of, which kind of made me think that maybe doing the thing isn't the hard part. It's actually making yourself get up and try that can be difficult. And sometimes we just really need to get out of our own way. At least I do, anyway. And now, I'm wondering what other things I can do that I've always told myself are too hard. If we're talking food-related things, I think canning and making things in jars like pickles and salsa might be next on my list to tackle. The pizza's done. It looks amazing. For a first-time pizza maker, that is. So I'm gonna cut it and see how it tastes. Here goes nothing. That's pretty decent. I'm literally not mad at that at all. And like, I don't know, for some reason I always had it in my head that making pizza dough was like this really difficult thing. But it was honestly super easy. Like, it was easier than making the pretzels and the bagels. I'm happy.
Ooh, how exciting. Just come home from work and trying some homemade pizza.
I was like, oh, he doesn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good?
Yeah. 10 out of 10. Mmm. Yeah.
Is the crust okay?
Yeah, it's very crusty. Well,
It's very crusty.
it's like good. It's like I don't know. What's the word for smushy bread? That's good.
I don't know.
Worst person to review food.
What's the word for smushy bread that tastes good?
Yeah.
Is it a good time to try?
Oh yeah. Yeah. The fact that it's ready, and I didn't have to make it.
Very good.
Yeah, very good.